Cameron, welcome to Derby County. Is this a no-brainer for you to come here?
Yeah, I mean, just looking around the club, obviously it's obviously impressive, and it's a club what's built and ready to be in the Premier League, and obviously the manager obviously spoke at length about how he wants to play, and obviously coming to work for somebody like that is very appealing to me. So obviously the club's ambition matches mine, so definitely no brainer for me.
What is it about Gary Rowett that sort of gets you going as a footballer?
He just seems to have the aura about him. Obviously having the job, what he's done at Burton, and then obviously at Birmingham, and obviously what he's doing here. So Gary, he's very passionate about football. Obviously having played himself and had a really good career, and just speaking to me as a football man, it makes you want to think, oh, wow, I'd love to go and work with him. So yeah, I mean, I've just having conversations with him. It was something what definitely I thought, if the opportunity definitely arises, then yeah, it would be something what I would be interested in.
A frustrating season for you so far, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hit and miss, and we've sort of it's been new to me. Obviously, with the manager down at Norwich, obviously, is coming with a different philosophy from the continent. As you well know, it's a lot different out there. It's in every day. There's no days off. So the British-based players are not used to that sort of thing. It's 10, 12, 14 kilometres. 15 kilometres you're covering in training daily. So again, as a 31-year-old, it's not exactly ideal, but great bloke, and he's got a great philosophy in terms of what he wants to do, and hopefully the long-term project works down there at Norwich, because it's a fantastic club, and the Gaff is a fantastic guy down there. But in terms of myself, there's a lot of stop-start and sort of different regime and different sort of it's just different style in terms of how the team are playing at the minute. So yeah, it's been difficult, but that's in the past now, and obviously looking forward to getting started with Derby.
What do you make of Derby's progression this season?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. I mean, I think they had a slow start, and I mean, even if just thinking back to the game when I was at Norwich and we played them down at Carrow Road, I didn't think there was brilliant that day. I just think there was experience, just seen the game out, just managed the game very well, and yeah, I mean, since then they've just gone from strength to strength, week to week. The manager's been really good in terms of mixing and chopping and changing the team around, and getting everybody chomping at the bit and ready to go. And yeah, I mean, obviously they've just kicked on, and obviously the last 5 or 6 weeks, they've just gone away, home away, winning games. And this sort of level, this is what you need if you want to be involved in the promotion push at the end of the season.
Yeah, you've done it 3 times out of the Championship. What does it take to do that? You mentioned the word experience. That is a different thing here this season. Yeah,
definitely. I do think it is. Obviously you've got to have a talented squad first and foremost. But you do need a little bit of experience in there just to sort of see you through games and manage games. Manage situations when you're winning, and it's very difficult to put your finger on it. But if you're into football, you know what I mean. It's just managing games and sort of turning draws into wins and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, as you can see in the squad, the experience is there, in the plenty sort of thing, and there's a lot of young talent as well. So I think it's a good balance at the minute, to be honest with you.
How do you see yourself fitting in? Because obviously the striking options are plentiful at the moment, and Gary Rowett describes you as something different.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first and foremost, coming to a winning team, it's not easy to come in and I mean, obviously I've come in and I'm not expecting to come in and play straight away. I've obviously got to wait my turn, and obviously wait till the manager sees fit. But yeah, obviously I think I do bring something different. I think all the strikers here are different. I think everybody's plays a different sort of style. So that's a good thing for the manager. Obviously he's got a lot of options at his disposal, and obviously it's like horses for courses. There's going to be different games which suit different players. And his game plan more than others, so I suppose he will sort of chop and change lads in and out at his discretion. So obviously I'm here just to work as hard as I can, and once I'm given an opportunity, then I'll go and show the manager and everyone else what I can do, sort of thing. So it's just being patient and coming here and helping the lads off the field as well. I'm here not just to obviously play a big part on the field, it's also as well to bring my experience and knowledge to the changing rooms and help the guys in that way as well.
I understand there's quite a few players from your under-21 days. Is that right?
Yeah, there's I think there's 5 or 6 now. I think the gaffer's sort of trying to go a bit old school and get the team back together. But yeah, it's obviously nice for my part coming here and knowing a few friendly faces. And there's a couple of lads I played with at Norwich as well, and Obviously Joe Ledler came through at Cardiff with him at the same time, so it's obviously nice. It makes that little bit transition period easier for you coming in and settling in the team. So it's quite funny. The lads have had a bit of a laugh and joke about it over the last few days. So it's something that we've had a laugh about.
And have they made you sing yet? And what will you be singing?
I've never sang in my career, to be honest with you. So if the lads make me sing, I'll have to think about it. But luckily enough, I've been at clubs where I've not been big into singing, and obviously I think the lads here may well make me sing. So I've got a feeling they probably are gonna, but I'm not sure. It actually hasn't entered my head yet, but I will sing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cameron, just a couple for me, if that's okay. It was reported that you had a lot of clubs interested you. I'm not expecting you to name names, but did you have a few to choose from when you decided to leave Twitter? I think there's obviously speculation that there was a few, and I mean, obviously I had a conversation with the sporting director at Norwich, and he said he'd always be open and honest with me, and it was a conversation which we had, and I just said to him, look, this was the one I wanted, sort of thing. Obviously it was my #1 choice for obvious reasons. So I mean, it was one what I wanted, and I was fortunate what Derby come back in, and grateful to come back in this window as well, and made the right offer for Norwich to accept. So yeah, all round I think it suits all parties. I think Norwich are going in a different direction, and I think obviously I think it was time for a change in terms of on that part, and we sort of shook hands and walked away, both sort of reasonably happy. Yeah, Gary said that he was trying to get you in the summer. How close was that? I mean, were you driving to Derby? Were you still at Norwich?
I'm not sure what was how close it actually was with the two clubs, but obviously it was sort of last minute rushing around, and it didn't sort of materialise for whatever reason. But I mean, obviously I was aware of the interest from the summer sort of window. So obviously for Gary to come back in, the club to come back in this window, obviously is quite flattening from my point of view, and it's something I'm grateful for, and obviously I can't wait to repay the faith back.
And you say Derby were your #1 choice. What was it about the club that made them stand out from the rest?
I just think looking at the club, looking at the infrastructure, the manager, the players they've got, the squad they've built, the ambition of the chairman, what he's done to the football club in his time here, and what he wants to do. I just think it's a club what you don't realise how big it is until you're actually here. You're just like, wow, it's a really, really top facility. The club is like it's designed to be in the Premier League. So from that part, I think that side of it, they're equipped, and I think the squad they've got at the minute is equipped to be challenging strongly for promotion this year. So it's something which as a player you always want to be striving to play at the top, and I'm no different. That ambition it matches mine. So for that part, it's a no-brainer.
And was that part of the ambition you joining here? Because Gary said when he signed his new deal that this is a Premier League club, that you thought you'd get another crack at the Premier League. Yeah,
definitely. And what's more exciting than joining a team what's chasing promotion? There's no better excitement, especially at this level. And obviously, no disrespect to Norwich, I could have stayed there and sat out my contract, and maybe got paid a little bit more money, all that sort of things. But the club, no disrespect, they're going through a little bit of a transition, and they're not going to get relegated this year. They're not going to get promoted. So I think it was the right time to move on. And obviously, this is something which excites me. Coming here is a new challenge to me, and you can never beat a new challenge in any workplace.